Hello, everyone. I'm going to give my audience a chance to introduce themselves.
Tristan.
Alex.
Logan.
All right, and I've got my note cards here, and I'll go ahead and get started. To be a pro athlete can be considered one of the hardest jobs to achieve in the world. It can become more challenging playing any sport as you get older, going through middle school, high school, college, and pro. It is even more challenging to be a pro athlete when teams you are trying to get on coming out of the college level consider you too small or not athletic enough to be on their team or to be in the NFL. This can also happen in high school. It happened to me. I'm way small, and I played football, and not a lot of guys my size are going to step onto the football field with guys like you, Alex. One guy I looked up to throughout my entire childhood was number 43 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Troy Polamalu. He played the same position I did, and coming out of college and into the draft, he was considered too small, not smart enough, and not fast enough to play the position he did. He turned those scouting reports into a Hall of Fame career, winning 2 Super Bowls and being a multi-time Pro Bowler and first-team All-Pro. And he did it not listening to anything anybody, any hater, any doubter had to say. He took what they said and put it in the back of his mind. He was the man who taught me, just by watching him play and the way he handled himself on and off the field, how to be a better football player and to be better in life. One of Polamalu's teammates, Ryan Clark, said this about him: the hair, combined with the way he plays, it makes him feel like Samson. This is how Troy conducted himself. Before he was a football player, the first thing he was every day when he woke up, it was not a football player, it was not the millionaire, it wasn't flashy, it was nothing. He was a family man, and football was not his life. His family and his people around him, his teammates, his friends, they were his life. And that is something I think everybody can be inspired by, to live their life by. It's not about the amount of money, the clothes you wear, the shoes you've got, the car you drive. It's about the people you surround yourself with and how you make the most of any situation. His head coach, Mike Tomlin, said that the way he plays, the things that make Troy Troy, are what makes him different. And it's because of that, other people recognizing it, that's how you know. With all the haters and doubters, Troy Polamalu was able to play through such adversity, going through a decade and a half of playing the hardest sport on the planet. It's a very controversial statement, but I played it, so I'm going to say it. Troy Polamalu himself said, "I've never really been aware of what is said about me, whether it's positive or negative. I ignore it. I've always had the mindset that no one can challenge me better than myself." And as a young kid, hearing that from a guy who's already at the top, he's already considered one of the best, he's playing in the best league in the world, and he's already won 2 championships. Growing up, there's nothing that inspires a kid like me to live their life the way he did and to play football the way he did. He taught me how to just turn the mute button on, not listen to it. Another teammate of his, Big Ben Roethlisberger, who was the quarterback, he got drafted a year after Polamalu did in 2004, said this about him: "He's very quiet, he does not ask for much, or never wants to be the vocal leader. He just wants to play football and have fun and live life doing it." And even though he was a football player, it was never who he was. He was never Troy, the football player. He was never number 43. He was never Super Bowl champion 2 times. He was never a Pro Bowler. He's never Troy Polamalu, the Pro Bowler. He was Troy Polamalu, the man. The man who was just Troy, who joined the Pittsburgh community in 2003, and who became a loved member of the community for what he did on the football field, but also what he did in the community, starting several foundations for children and families who are not maybe able to pay for some of the things that he could. He became a leader in the community. That's where he wanted to be a leader. Not in the locker room, outside of work. in life, with his kids and his family. He still lives there today, helping the same people during the season. And in the summertime, he goes to Southern California, where he also has several in his hometown of San Diego. He grew up in San Diego, where he also has several more foundations to help the people in that community as well. And the last thing I will leave you with is another quote from the man himself, Troy Polamalu. And it's, "I don't think that I love football. I love life. But football is a part of the life that I live. That's why I love football." Thank you guys for listening.